have always demanded complete control over their music. Unlike most bands, they've managed to get it, though it hasn't been easy.
At one point, they probably were trying to, but they just went, okay, fuck it, we can't fuck with these guys. They're just gonna stop doing things until we go away.
They still try, you know, they'll try and find that loophole to suggest something or to kind of bend you, but, you know, we've made it this far, kind of just making our own rules, so, you know, I think they know that too.
Now, usually their ideas like that, it's more like about trying to overexpose or marketing us. I mean, they know better than to ever even attempt to like tell us to make a short song or, you know, play this way, or that they would be chastised beyond limits if they attempted that.
Any discussion about control will eventually refer to Napster and the online distribution of music. This is where Tool stand.
It's inevitable, you know, that the computer technology is going that way, but at the same time, you know, our music is not yours to give. And if I think of younger kids really had their finger on the pulse of how little a band makes on their recordings, they would understand why, you know, it's not cool to just give away the music and share it. I mean, if 10 kids each have one CD and they share it amongst themselves, that's 90 CDs that don't get purchased. If you just do the math, and then you realize just how it affects, you know, medium-sized bands. Because young kids don't realize that the band pays for the recording of the record, all the touring costs, the video they generally end up having to pay, the promotional costs, basically payola to the radio. They had to pay for all that stuff. And, you know, so the average band nowadays has to sell over 500,000 records to even break even and begin to make money.
It's a big concern now, you know, just you want to have like an impact, and you want to have control over the package, you know. It's that overexposure thing that's just milked in every facet of the music now. Everybody wants to know how the movie ends before they see it, or they want to hear the punchline before they hear the joke, because they don't want to be in that vulnerable state, you know. It's just kind of a conditioning thing, but it's okay to be surprised or be shocked or whatever, you know. Just go ahead and wait. The reward is much better, and you learn something about yourself that way.
The internet has offered bands the chance for further exposure, something that Tool have always resisted. To this day, they maintain the belief that it's the music that is important and not the image.
It's just those things that other bands are displaying all the time. I don't know if you know, they get this stupid show now, even on MTV's, like Cribs or something, you know. They want to know where you live, what you live like, you know, what you eat. Yeah, it gets to the point where it's so ridiculous, and everybody's asking who instead of what, you know. And I don't support it, you know. I want to hear what they're saying artistically or musically, you know. The face behind it doesn't really make any difference, you know, but that's what gets exploited all the time. I think it's kind of grim, you know.
That's where the society is right now as far as music. There's just no mystery. It's all exposed. It's all behind the scenes. It's all VH1 specials, and there's no vulnerability, you know, and you know, there's a reason why we don't, you know, push our images and try and push the music, and it's really hard to kind of conform to that, so I don't think we will.
Apart from their Salival DVD released in the band's downtime, May 15th, 2001 was the first the world had heard from Tool in 5 years, when they released Lateralis, the band's third full-length album. Lateralis went to the top of the charts worldwide, and the first single, Schism, became an instant hit with the Channel V audience.
I would hope that it would open a bunch of doors for people to see music a different way and maybe start writing a different way. But yeah, that's all I really hope, is that you're going to end up being a stepping stone for higher consciousness or something. Just have people really be conscious about what they're doing with with music rather than it just being a series of one commercial after another, pretty much.
Tool remain unique in the world of music. No other bands look, sound or act the same. A remarkable achievement after a decade together that a band can continue to progress and challenge themselves as well as their audience. On the eve of their Australian tour, Tool continue to look to the future, hinting they'll be with us for a while yet.
I kind of take it as it goes, really. It's, we've kind of established ourselves in what we do. It's great if it keeps growing, but there's certain sacrifices that have to be made to get kind of beyond the level we are. We're pretty content where we are, not having to plaster our faces all over television shows and magazines everywhere, and we're pretty discreet about that. And by doing that, we were able to keep a quality of life that I think is pretty high. We can still go to most of our shows and walk out in the crowd and watch the support band play, and people won't bother us. I mean, it's not as easy for Maynard, of course, since he's much more of a focal point, but for us three, we really can still get away with that, and it's a pretty rare thing in this business at the point we are. So I'm fine with the way progress is going right now. If it gets bigger, it's fine, but we don't want to sacrifice our integrity in any way.